All right. Now that you understand a little bit of how to use Google Search Console, we know what Google sees about our specific website. We know how Google is indexing it, which pages are getting covered, and the performance of those pages. But one of the first questions I had when I was new to SEO was, of all these different elements, site speed, getting pages indexed, keywords, which stuff matters the most? Moz put together this great pyramid that shows the different foundational pieces of SEO that really make the biggest impact. So if you look at the very first one at the very bottom, going all the way up, these are things that are the most important to sort of least important, or are going to have the biggest impact to the least impact on your rankings. So the first thing that it shows is crawl accessibility. And that was some of the stuff we talked about in the coverage report. Which pages are indexed on your website? Can Google actually index your website? Maybe it's not even indexed yet. Can it reach your content? Does it know what your website is about? So as we go up this pyramid, the other two things above crawl accessibility are compelling content and keyword optimization. We're going to skip those for now and move on to a great user experience. In 2020, it's more important than ever to have a compelling user experience. Have your site be quick, have it be secure, have all the UI elements work well on any device, and have it be totally responsive. If your site doesn't provide a great user experience, not only is it going to, hurt your brand and reflect negatively on your brand, but it's going to hurt your rankings. And there's a few different ways that Google determines a great user experience. Luckily, they've provided a tool for us to audit our website and determine how good of a user experience we're currently providing. So let's flip over to that tool. If you go to web.dev/measure, that is the specific tool that we're using, and we're just going to enter our website in here. And it's going to run a quick audit of our website based on 4 different criteria. So the first one is performance. That has a lot to do with site speed. How well does your website perform? Does it load super fast? Is it really easy to use, or does it take forever to load, especially if you're not on a 4G or 5G network? Next up is accessibility. Accessibility and best practices will combine because they're both sort of talking about how easy your website is to use. Are the buttons the right size? Are you following the best practices for different font libraries, or are those slowing down your site? And then finally, SEO. Do you have titles and descriptions for every single page? And are your pages showing up properly? Looking at these different criteria, you can see that my site, I definitely have some work to do from a performance perspective. That's sort of a known issue that I'm actively working on. But the key to this report is these give you not only the specific elements that you need to fix on your website, but it also gives you really specific guides on how to resolve those problems. So these performance issues that we need to take care of, not only do I know what they are, but I know how to solve them. And that's true of each one of these reports. It shows you the impact, the category, how to audit it, and then a guide for fixing those elements. So take some time, put your own website into this audit, see how you're doing, and see which things you need to improve in order to fix some user experience issues that are impacting your organic rankings.